we finished Act 1 on last Friday. And so we're at the end. I just want to kind of go over and make sure everyone is kind of understanding exactly what went on in Act 1. So on Friday, we got to the end. So my question for you is, what would you have done if you were in Romeo and Juliet's situation? Anybody? What would you do in a situation where you have a young, beautiful, whippersnapper man, right? Or
What's that?
beautiful woman. That's a old archaic term. We don't use it anymore. But if you were interested in someone that you could not be with them because your family had issues with them, what would you do?
I might something like that.
Right.
But anyway, it seemed like he did a little too much, but at the same time made it a good story at the end.
Gotcha. And I think you make a good point. Oftentimes teenagers are a little fickle. When I say fickle, I mean they change. Like 1 minute they're in love, right? And then I'll see, and this is just from my personal experience from being a teacher of record for almost 9 years. I'll see 2 teenagers walking down the hallway in love, holding hands, even though they shouldn't be. No PDA, but it's an infection. But they are. And in the next semester, I hate you, Julie. What you say? I hate you, Julie. The next semester is a whole nother couple. Both of them are with someone totally different. You know? But they were so in love last semester. So it does seem like, to some extent, and this is just me, and this is from my adult eyes, granted, but you run into situations where you had Romeo who was, oh, I'm locking myself in my room, Rosaline doesn't love me. And then he went to a party that night, forgot all about Rosaline, right? And he's not only pursuing, but he's kissing a whole nother girl. Go ahead, Taryn.
I have a cousin who, like, that sounds like what she did. She was dating this boy. They were together for like a year, like over a year, and he went off to college or whatever, and she was still in high school. So then I like called her one day and I was asking about him, and she was like, "Oh, we broke up a long time ago." And I was like, "Why?" She said, "Because I woke up one morning and I didn't want to be with him anymore."
Right.
And I was like, "You sound stupid for that." She was like, "Okay." So then a few months later, she started dating this boy. Mind you, her and his boy was supposed to get married when she graduated from high school. So now, like, she's with another boy, and they've been together for over a year, and now apparently they're going to get married.
Interesting. And I mean, as that relates to this particular story, it seems like Romeo had this single-minded passion for Rosaline. He quickly dropped that, went and pursued Juliet, right? And I think that it does kind of illustrate how, you know, teenagers have these deep feelings that they show for their other significant others, and how they'll drop their devotion to one person and then the pendulum swings to the opposite side. And so that's just me. But I do hear your case about how you think that maybe he kind of sensationalized it just a little bit. He kind of over-exaggerated just a little bit. Like, teenagers are a little fickle, but maybe not quite that bad, I think is what you guys are saying. All right, so if you would, your homework for tonight is going to be to answer the review questions on page 791 from Act 1. But I do want, in this wrap up and in kind of reviewing and assessing what's been going on in Act 1, 4 of you I have selected that I want you to kind of also review and assess Act 1, but in a different way. And when I say in a different way, you are going to perform a skit in which you are going to portray and capture the events, the plot, and the characters, and to some degree characterizing, illustrating the characterization of the characters in Act 1. Okay? And so here's the criteria. When you present, your skit must be 5 minutes long. Okay? When you present. In addition, you must, after accurately portray and present what happened in Act 1. So that means you can't change the plot. You can't be like, well, Romeo left Verona and then found him another woman, and he said, forget Rosaline and Juliet. You know, you can't change what actually happened in the plot. Okay? You can't change the characters' names. Now, you can change the language. So you don't have to speak in that Shakespearean lingo. Okay? You can modernize it. So you can insert some colloquial expressions and a little bit of slang if you like to kind of modernize it a bit. Or you can keep the lingo, that's totally up to you, or you can speak in standardized English. Okay, so it doesn't matter, but ultimately what I want you to try to do is to reenact Act 1. Okay, now I'm going to select 4 of you to do Act 1, and I'll let you know who you are.